It was approximately probably about 9:45 at night. My work phone was ringing and I answered it, didn't recognize the number, and it was a voice whispering, and this lady said, "I'm bleeding."
Oh my goodness.
And I said, "Right, where are you?" And then she said she was in the toilet. Now she had delivered already before. So she had delivered 2 weeks after delivery.
okay.
She was now basically hemorrhaging at home. And to her, and bless him as well, her husband had told her it's normal.
Yeah.
His mother had told him it's normal for
It's
women
normal.
to bleed.
Yeah.
Go and shower, go to bed.
Yeah.
And I can say to you, if she had gone to bed, she would have died.
Oh my goodness.
But she called that night. And, you know, she forever says her life she owes to Mama's embrace.
Mama's embrace. Wow.
And even now it makes me
I know.
it makes me emotional
Yeah.
because immediately I recognized what was happening. And that's the difference with the work we do.
Exactly.
Because we've got that clinical background, we
Yeah.
can recognize what is an obstetric emergency, which is what it was.
Yeah.
I asked her to put her phone on speaker. Call your husband. I need you to call for an ambulance. So she called him. He came. He had told her not to bother us because it was late. Right? He told her not to bother. But she said something in herself, something told her, call.
Cool.
Something said, call. And he came in the room and I said, he knew who I was. And I said, I need you now to use your phone and call 999. It's time critical. So I said, drop and I'll call back. So they called. And by now I thought, okay, it's fine. I was doing a bit of documentation. Excuse me. And he called me back about 10 minutes later. And they said the ambulance will be 4 hours.
Oh.
I said, no, she doesn't have 4 hours. So I picked up my other phone and I called 999. And I introduced myself and I said, I'm a midwife. This woman is hemorrhaging. It is time critical incident. She needs an ambulance. Now, this is where the power of community comes.
Yeah.
The gentleman, I mean, give me, I think he was working for the devil that night, whoever that operator was, right? But certainly the Lord had a different plan for this woman. And ultimately, the ambulance didn't show up.
Oh my goodness.
It was a member from the local community that got there, happened to be a nurse,
Oh.
got there, saw how she was bleeding, got her in the car and took her to the hospital.
Oh my goodness.
And we went to go and support a few hours later. Short story, she lost quite a lot.
Oh my goodness.
Very much, really unwell. And till date, I still remember being told by the doctor she was a very, very lucky woman.
Lucky woman. Oh my goodness.
That's a mother that gets to see their child
Yeah.
grow up.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
And
Hello, welcome to
Conversation in the car.
With-
Rachel and Debbie.
and we've got a beautiful visitor with us today.
Angela.
Angela
Yes,
Johnson.
yes.
It's an honor to have you with us.
Absolute
How are
pleasure.
you?
I am good.
Summer is gone.
Oh,
I know.
Oh, don't say that.
I was waiting
Don't
to-
say that. I want to remain positive.
I was waiting to kill the vibe.
No, don't kill the buzz.
I
please.
know. We need to
Summer's
get back
not
into our
quite gone.
jackets.
It
Yeah.
might still be back.
Yeah.
This is England.
I know. I'm just giving you exactly.
This is
Tell me
England.
about it.
Let's be
Yeah.
fluid.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Uncertainty.
It might be snowing out by the time we get
Yeah,
outside.
Yeah.
London weather. So
Fine.
true.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So we are joined by you, Angela Johnson. It's a pleasure once again to have you with us on Conversations on the Couch. And
yeah.
for those of you that don't know Angela is a co-founder of Mama's Embrace.
Yeah.
Right, that's right. First of all, my colleague is not able to join us,
Yeah.
but I am the 2-in-1.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
I will say while she's not here, I'm
Yeah.
the better half.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for the
Yeah.
opportunity. It's always a pleasure to be able to share why we do what we do and
Yeah.
who we are. And I know I've been seeing your work, and it's just exciting to be
Thank you.
here
Oh.
and be able to come and have a bit of fun on the
Yeah.
couch.
I know. Life on the
Yeah.
couch.
And
Yeah.
not be too serious.
As,
Yeah,
I, as, I was telling it today when we tend to
Yeah.
forget that we are parents.
Exactly.
Yes, can we?
Yeah.
The body reminds
And
us.
of course, we were talking about it earlier.
That's it, yeah.
So we were speaking earlier on about your initiative, your business, which is Mama's Embrace, which supports women. And I think there's more that you do than just support women. Can you do us the honors and tell us what Mama's Embrace is all about?
I'm going to start by saying Mama's Embrace is all of us. Yeah. Mama's Embrace is not me. It's not Lois. It's us. Going back a little bit to why we founded. So I've been working in the NHS for nearly 15 years now. And aside that, it was as a midwife, you know, I came on that journey to be with women, to support. I was there when my sister was having her baby, and at the time I was working in a different sector, banking sector. In fact, yes, totally different. And it was just so special. I was in that room, even with the stuff that happened. I just saw these people and I was just like, what? It must be such an honor, like humbling. Yes, and then that's where the journey started. Roll on to where we come forward. It's a bittersweet to why Mama's Embrace came about. Our son, we've got a 12-year-old son, and he had health complication. Pregnancy was fine, genuinely. Pregnancy was fine. I can't recall it being anything negative. There were things that happened in the pregnancy where I wasn't listened to or believed, and even then I was a midwife. Right?
So you had already transitioned from...
Yeah, I'd already transitioned. And I remember saying, I think my waters are, you know, my underwear is damp. And we've been out a few times, and I had about 3 journeys in total. But moving forward, I ended up having an emergency section, and 6 months post-birth, he started having some complication. And I can tell you for 9 months, I went backwards and forward with my GP practice, saying something wasn't right with my son. And fast forward, he ended up being, and he's still a patient at Great Ormond Street all these years later. So to nearly 3 years ago, I go to, it's a basically maternity conference yearly that talks about serious cases that happened, how can we improve things. And I sat there in 2023 when I remember sitting there, and I'd been before, and I went there and I sat there, and that little voice, and I'm a Christian, right? That voice said, so are you going to come back next year and do the same thing again? What are you going to do?
To change
And I felt challenged. To change the narrative. And to be very honest, all those that I saw up there doing the work, predominantly, most of them didn't look like us.
Tell me about it.
And they were speaking on issues that you've gone through.
Right. So, but those that came to share their story looked like us.
Of course,
But those that were solving it did not look like
us. Yeah. So we need someone to be able to front for us.
It really hit the, hold on a minute, they don't have 2 heads.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know?
Yeah.
And I came back and I called my co-founder as well, Lois, and I said, she came around my house, we sat in the garden, and I said, I think we need to do something. Even if it's something little, that we can provide some education.
Exactly.
It will make a little difference.
Yeah.
And we put it down on paper and we went, no, this is too much. Can't do it. You know, when the mountain looks too high.
I know.
It's just like, oh my gosh. And what can I say? It's a whirlwind from that point. And I didn't realize that as a mother, I had suppressed so much of that journey. It was then when I was being asked, okay, well, what do you need? You know, how are you going to do this for Mama's Embrace? What is it you want specifically? And then it took me back to that journey.
That shaped.
That's what shaped it. So when I say Mama's Embrace is us, it's not a finished work.
Yeah.
It evolves for us as life evolves. So it is motivated by my experience as a mother, not in maternity services, but in health services overall.
Yeah.
And then knowing the impact that has on what it had on our marriage, our family,
mental health.
and we don't talk about that. So when we started to design what the services will look like, we knew there's a lot you want to do. We all want to change the world, right? But we fundamentally just looked at, okay, what are the core issues in maternity?
Those gaps that need filling.
These are our area of expertise, right?
Yeah.
Start where you know.
Exactly.
And then the rest. And then you can bring others to the table that have other expertise. And what we do know is in maternity, there is a huge health inequality. And that data is out there. It's everywhere. It's free for us all. But we did a focus group work. We had 52 women attend all around, and it was done virtually. So we did 2 different groups, and we posed the question before we even finalized about Mama's Embrace services. What do you know about health inequalities?
What are experiences?
What impacts us as Black women, Asian women, those of us from global majority? And to our shock, most did not know at that time that Black women were 4 times more likely to die. Right? That they were more likely to lose their babies. And our Asian sisters were also more likely to die. And the group were like, why? Where is this information? And we simply shared a screen that you can just Google this. It's there.
It's out there.
It's out there. But why do we not, as communities, know this? You know, and that's where we started to shape what Mama's Embrace services. We never wanted to say to our community, we are going to do to you. We need to do this together. What do we need? And so the community help us design the services that we deliver. So by providing preconception education. So before you're thinking about getting pregnant, because it's not just the fun part.
Exactly. What
of getting
information
pregnant. It's actually, are you in the best health state of health? Are you receiving counseling? Because do we talk about counseling in our community?
We don't.
Do we talk about preparing?
No.
We just talk about you get married, family are like, come on. When is
9 months.
When is it?
What's keeping you guys?
What's keeping you? But then we don't also talk about the challenges that comes with not being able to conceive.
Yes. Financially, mentally.
So when couples are struggling to conceive, how do we support them? We, you know, and it's a lesson that we've all learned on this journey that, you know, when you meet a couple, maybe they don't have a child yet, not just to be insensitive and just, when is our children coming?
Tell me about it. And we do a lot of that in Africa.
We do. Well, can you imagine the pain, the secret pain? And that's what I realized. That there was a secret pain in the battle we went through for our son, that we were suffering in the house, but we couldn't really share it out because there is this stigma associated with, oh, your child is sick. Is this something you've done? Have you sinned? Maybe you're not praying enough.
Maybe and I think those are some of the realities that we face within our community, and more so the fact that we do not have a platform where we can openly talk or probably even learn from the other people that that are going through them. But looking at maternity, it is broad, and you've obviously started out. You've been through some of the things that you're trying to help the community with. But what are some of those gaps that you've seen as urgent gaps that need to be filled, that you think, you know, this is where we need to leave our footprint as?
One of the biggest one is lack of education. As you guys are parents, you understand. I'll speak from Nigerian aspect because that's that's my heritage. Education is pushed at us. You must go to school, go to school. But we do not educate when it then comes to conception, antenatal education, right? So that's where we've started. That education is key. Education is power. If you are educated and understanding what the pathways, what your choices are, what is on offer. So some of the report, like Embrace reports, for example, some of those outcomes is linked to women not being heard,
Yeah.
not receiving adequate pain relief. Black women being assumed to be able
Yeah,
to
we-
cope
yeah.
with
Why
pain.
is
stronger.
there that assumption though? I
That
don't.
we are stronger.
That we're
man.
stronger.
Yeah.
But I can
to be
tell
able
you,
to push.
I can tell you when the
Yeah.
first contraction hit
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
there was
Yeah, I know.
All your blackness left the room.
oh my blackness. Forget that. I wanted general anesthetic. I didn't even start low. I didn't even want gas in it. I just wanted
Epidural.
give me the full thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So that narrative that we are
yeah,
perceived
we are stronger. Yeah, we are able to push.
Yes, we're
when
able
at times some of us even need that CS to win. Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah,
That we're struggling.
Yeah,
But because we haven't necessarily empowered and been educated to advocate for ourselves,
Yeah.
and that's the component of part of our service is that advocacy.
yeah,
Being empowered with the tools and the resources and knowledge to understand that this is your right.
yeah,
You are entitled to it, just like anybody else.
yeah.
And because you say it in a certain tone, is perceived that you're being aggressive.
Yeah, tell me about it. I know.
It is another notion. So they say when you're in Rome, you act like a Roman.
Yeah.
You know?
I know.
So there is a way we can do it culturally.
Yeah,
And that's part of that education
Exactly.
where if you are struggling, I'll use antenatal, you're in labor, you're coming in, or you're just not sure. Let's even start from early pregnancy.
Yeah.
Morning sickness,
I
struggling,
know.
not being
Who
able
do
to
you
keep
talk
anything
to?
down.
How do you get information?
You've got options. You can have antiemetics, which is an
Yeah.
anti-sickness.
Oh.
Right? There are options. You don't have to struggle alone at home.
Yeah.
It's such a sensitive time. It causes depression. You think, oh my goodness, have I got to go through this?
Yeah.
You think it's normal. It's like
Yeah.
pattern. Yeah.
Exactly.
We
and it keeps
normalize
going.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, you come on, it's
And you
fine.
keep taking it in like, yes, this is normal.
After the first
Yeah.
trimester, it will
Yeah.
go
It
away.
will
And then
go
it
away.
doesn't.
Yeah.
And then the struggle is there. But then you expect that same woman who struggled through that
Yeah.
to now deliver her baby and bond with that baby.
And be happy.
That's right.
And they keep asking us that question. Are you happy to have this baby? You know, they ask me that question and I'm like, you know, as the African one, are you happy to have? I say, of course, I'm happy to have. A lot has gone through it to be able to carry that baby. However, it's just still the African woman that we are. Are you happy to have?
We
And they kept
normalize
asking me,
things, yeah.
Your mental health, I'm like, I'm okay. Nothing is wrong with me. However, thank God for Mama's Embrace that is bringing this up now. What I'm now thinking is that how are people able to access this information, access you guys? Because now that you're saying it's me now thinking, okay, who can I speak to? How are people able to, is there a social media page? Is there like an office that people can access you to be able to get all this information?
So we do have, I mean, if you go to our website, www.mamasembrace.co.uk,
Great.
there are different services that we offer.
Oh,
and then
great.
you can submit. So we run, which is our wisdom workshop. Our wisdom workshop is what captures the antenatal education
Okay.
as well as the postnatal education because people think, I just need antenatal, but you also need postnatal.
Yeah.
Because the dynamic of bringing another little child
I know.
to a home,
Are you
right?
ready?
It changes your
A
relationship.
lot of things, yeah.
There's just your body changes.
Your body.
There's an expectation
Yeah.
of you. If you've had a normal delivery, that's one component.
Yeah.
If you've had a cesarean section,
That's another
then you're
one.
still expected to look after
Yeah.
the baby, but still be looking great because you're a new mom and be smiling and everything is great. But inside you're dying. Right? So through that wisdom workshop is providing you the tools. So aside that, we also have what we call our kitchen table
Oh
talk.
yeah, it's the way you label them. I think I saw kitchen table.
Talk,
I saw wisdom workshop, us
Yes.
nourishing beginnings, and I'm like, okay,
Yes. So fab. Nourishing Beginning is to do with infant feeding.
Okay.
So to support with breastfeeding, formula feeding, because we shouldn't just assume that everybody
that we
knows,
know
Yeah.
the things.
right? The formulas, for example, there are instructions on there. But sometimes you think, oh, my baby's a bit more hungry, so I'll add extra powder.
Because there's hungrier baby.
Yeah. But again, we need that education. And then we end up with a baby with complex colic,
Yeah.
not sleeping.
Yeah.
And then you wonder why. Why is this baby not sleeping? So there are just So it's providing that education. And so that's what Nourishing Beginnings.
Ah.
And then it moves on to around weaning, introducing, because culturally we do have our diets.
Yeah.
And we do want, we have the formal diet, there's ogi,
Yeah,
there's,
of course.
baby
Yeah.
rice
Yeah.
and all that
Yeah.
is mixed in when it's time for weaning. But did you know that you can actually freeze your breast milk, for example, if
Yeah,
you
of
are
course.
breastfeeding for
Yeah.
long? So when you first start weaning your baby, you use that milk as
Yeah.
part of that to mix with the milk.
Yeah.
So those sort of education and showing you the tools to do that is what Nourishing
Yeah.
Beginning is about. Our kitchen table talk is very popular in the sense that it's basically around the table and there are key topics that we bring. It's meant to be light, but if there's specifics that a group wants to talk about, then we talk about that. If it's, I'm really struggling, if it's about intercourse, right? I've had a baby, I don't feel like it. We cover that. But it's a safe space, and what we talk about there stays there.
Yeah.
But what we have found with our kitchen table talk is there's somebody always that has the answer around that table.
Exactly. Yeah.
You don't have to suffer inside.
Yeah.
So we are just there as facilitators. So if there's particulars around screening, for example, during pregnancy, understanding what your options are for screening, or why am I being screened for HIV, for example? Why are they screening me for that?
Flu jab.
Yeah, why am I having whooping cough?
Yeah.
So what we can do is with our health colleagues, we bring specialists from health to the kitchen table talk
Oh, wow.
in a very informal way, and they can then remove some of those myths and biases. And that's what kitchen table talk is.
And is this purely just limited to just mothers, or we have fathers as well?
So we do have an element of fathers. So based on the work that we did, transparently, we started off just focusing on mums, on those that are not mothers yet and those that are new mums and mums under 2 years of age. Now, what we got feedback from our community was, we need something for dad.
Yeah.
Of course.
We've had
Because
this.
that goes through it too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have trialed Mindful Papas.
Oh.
Yeah. So Mindful Papas had a really fabulous. I mean, we were blown away.
Oh, wow.
We were blown away because it wasn't facilitated by us. We are women. We're not specialists when it comes to men's stuff.
Yeah.
So we've got male facilitators. And that session was really powerful. And they're asking us for more. Asking us for more. But it was really lovely to see that this narrative that's put around Black men, Asian men don't talk, they're aggressive.
Yeah,
they
they are not
removed that
supportive.
bias.
Yeah.
So that's been
They were open. They were asking, how can we be better husbands?
Oh, bless.
Okay, we're not fathers yet.
Yeah.
How can we better prepare?
Yeah.
What do we need to be looking at? It was truly powerful, and our facilitators with experience were able to give them those tools. And what they then said is, can we have more? So at the moment, we only offer Mindful Papas within our service because, what do you call it? Nourishing Beginnings and Wisdom Workshop includes dads anyway, because antenatal education is not just for mom.
it's not.
Both.
They're already involved in that. When it comes to Nourishing Beginnings, dads also can feed their baby. If mom's expressing, dad can also
Yeah, of
offer that.
course,
So
yeah.
they're part of that. So yes, there are dads there.
Oh, bless.
But looking at things to do with mental health or loss and stigma, more so within our community, and with the ongoing statistics rather that have been overly published, how then do you see your services or what you've been doing previously, like I think almost now 2 years that you've been doing this? How do you see that now being able to resolve the challenges that we have within our communities?
I think it will be naive for me to say to resolving it. Awareness is important. So this is where Mindful Mamas and Mindful Papas is very much around mental health and well-being. It's not it's a low level, it's not an intervention program. It's to increase awareness. So for example, sleep deprivation. right? So those little signs.
Mm.
Now, Mindful Mamas was co-written by our clinical psychologist, who's an associate partner with us. So within our team, we do have specialists that this is what they do. So we're making sure it's evidence-based. And for anyone that needs an acute intervention, we've got the clinician that's available to then be able to signpost them or refer them to an acute service. So number one thing in our community, and I think it's us owning that as well and acknowledging it, is we still have problem in accepting that mental health is real.
Yeah. Accepting
Exactly.
that we have a problem, that there is a problem.
We see it like it's a white man problem.
Of course. You know, I was telling you earlier that when they asked me that, I said, I'm fine.
Yeah.
And it's not like we don't go through it, but I think we just see it. We normalize it like, yes, my mom went through it. In
I
fact, I even
think
calling
there is
them and they are
bigger
telling
fish
me.
to fry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you think that there are other the bigger problems than what than you sitting down and thinking that you're depressed.
Exactly.
And I hear that. But one of the leading cause of mortality is suicide during the postnatal period, between 6 weeks and 12 months. And these are women that didn't necessarily have a mental health background that actually killed themselves.
Wow.
Not even before they kill their child.
Right? They commit suicide. So, yes, people might feel or perceive I have bigger issues, but this thing starts subtly.
Yeah.
They start subtly.
Exactly.
The sleep deprivation. You're not sleeping. Oh, it's okay. It's normal. It's okay. It's normal.
Yeah.
But she hasn't slept.
Yeah.
And this is where purple psychosis leads into it, when the woman would then start hearing voices. Yeah. Start talking to herself. Start hallucinating. So they're real. And it's not for just your white woman or another. It's for all human beings. It can occur. Sleep deprivation is used as a form of torture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
So a woman that's had a baby is not sleeping well. You're feeding through the night. You're not receiving adequate support. In the day, you're getting up. Maybe you've got other children.
Yes.
And then it just gets worse and worse.
Over
and worse
time.
over time. So how do we, although it's not the majority, but for that minority, it has an impact, not just on the individual herself, but what about on the relationship? What about on the children? What about
the
the
other
wider community?
siblings, yeah.
You know? So it's for us, I think, as a community, let's talk about mental health and make it normal to talk about it. It's okay for me to say to you, you know what, actually today I was really tired this morning and I just needed to take a few hours to myself, right? To just not do anything, just to recharge, because I've had a busy week. Doesn't mean me being vulnerable to you.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean I'm weak.
Yeah.
Because I think we ourselves as women, we're not always very kind.
Yes, to
I
ourselves.
don't think we are always very kind.
Yeah, what you're saying just made me now think back. When I had my last baby, I was overwhelmed already because I've got two little ones already. And my mother-in-law was around then, hoping she will help me. However, bless her soul, she was a bit sick. So everything was now on me. My husband had to go to work. It was just me taking care of the baby. And I kept on going. Doing the school runs, my husband had to travel to go work because we need the money as well. And there was this day I could remember vividly. In fact, it was my mother-in-law now carrying the baby for me. She said, Tebby, get me something. And when I got to the room, I slumped. Nobody was there. Yeah, nobody was there to even say, Tebby. But you know the African woman that we are. I was there sitting on the floor, looking at myself. My husband was not there. Do I now call the old woman that is still trying to, or who do I call now? Like we are Christians.
Yeah.
I had to rebuke that spirit, pull myself together, and I stood up. Yeah, thank God there was water beside my bed. I drank a bit of water. I now took it slow because I don't want to die yet. I think, So I just put myself together. And immediately I knew my body needed that rest because it's been a sleepless night. Still, I still have to do the school runs. A lot was going on with me then. Then I now intentionally, I spoke with my mom. In fact, I spoke with my mother-in-law. She now said, now you need to rest, baby, because you've had a lot of sleep. So it's not a thing. We really need that education. That is why I asked earlier that how do people get this information that you guys are readily available to be able to answer a lot of questions? Yeah.
And how are you currently working with the
Exactly.
community to spread that awareness?
Yeah.
Like anything, we are the Mama's Embrace is funded, right?
Oh,
so
good.
we are constantly looking for funding and donation. So that's the barrier.
Yeah,
That's the
Yeah.
challenge.
Yeah.
So we do virtually more because of the cost implication of doing everything face to face. We did run out some of the services face to face. And our priority is to go back to everything being face to face because there's something about that human contact.
Yeah,
Someone sitting in front of you, you know, and talking. You can read the body language.
Yeah.
You can, you know, you can pick up a lot more than what you can pick up on Zoom or Teams. Yeah. So they can. So at the moment, people do reach us via Instagram. We've got TikTok. We've got also on our website. You can send contact if you want to be contacted, and write a few things on there, and then you will be contacted. But what we are also doing is doing outreach work, and that outreach work is launching next month.
Oh, great.
Yeah, in Peterborough.
Oh yeah. I was about to say, what areas do you cover? Because obviously, I don't know how thin can you spread yourselves.
So virtually, we are national. Virtually, because of course that's not face to face. But anything face to face, we are more within the Peterborough, and we do some work in London as well.
Oh, great.
So we do offer that, but predominantly is virtual to allow further outreach. And that's what we've had. For those that reach to us, they're not actually within our locality, but within our local area, we are doing more outreach work, and we're due to launch another one next month, which is going to be face to face. And alongside this would be offer of contraception for anyone that wants it. It will be around just trying to improve health literacy and improving reproductive health as well, so that we're thinking ahead and being aware of what is available to us, because of course there is the religious aspect to this, you know, and then there are other barriers as well that exist. But that's going to be supported with our obstetricians and gynecologists who are expertise in that area. So that's going to be really helpful. So that starts next month.
Because then you're dealing with different cultures, different backgrounds,
that's right.
and people have got different ways of thinking, and the mentality is different.
That's why.
When you're looking at families as well, I assume that there are times whereby a woman will want something, but they need to consult with a man, and they'll come. The family dynamics are different. I mean, how do you navigate that? And people always love a good story. It would be nice to kind of listen or have some feedback from yourself on where you've really made impact, where you've taken through someone in a journey, and you're like, oh, this has really been.
It's this. And I do have consent from this person to share it. I'm not obviously going to disclose their name. But to sum it up, it was a lovely evening, quite late in the evening. This individual had already attended our Mindful Mamas group and knew about the work we'd done. And a friend had introduced them to us at Mama's Embrace. So knew about what we did. And late at night, it was probably about 9:45 at night. My work phone was ringing and I answered it, didn't recognize the number, and it was a voice whispering, and this lady said, "I'm bleeding."
Oh my goodness.
And I said, "Right, where are you?" And then she said she was in the toilet. Now she had delivered already before. So she had delivered 2 weeks after delivery. She was now basically hemorrhaging at home. And to her, and bless him as well, her husband had told her, it's normal. His mother had told him it's normal for women to bleed. Go and shower, go to bed. And I can say to you, if she had gone to bed, she would have died.
Oh my goodness.
But she called that night. And, you know, she forever says her life she owes to Mama's Embrace.
Mama's Embrace, wow.
And even now it makes me...
I know.
It makes me emotional because immediately I recognized what was happening. And that's the difference with the work we do.
Exactly.
Because we've got that clinical background, we can recognize what is an obstetric emergency, which is what it was. I asked her to put her phone on speaker, call your husband. I need you to call for an ambulance. So she called him. He came. He had told her not to bother us because it was late, right? He told her not to bother. But she said something in herself, something told her, call. Something said, call. And he came in the room and I said, he knew who I was. And I said, I need you now to use your phone and call 999. It's time critical. So I said, drop and I'll call back. So they called. And by now I thought, okay, it's fine. I was doing a bit of documentation. Excuse me. And he called me back about 10 minutes later. And they said the ambulance will be 4 hours.
Oh.
I said, no, she doesn't have 4 hours. So I picked up my other phone and I called 999. And I introduced myself and I said, I'm a midwife. This woman is hemorrhaging. It is time critical incident. She needs an ambulance. Now, this is where the power of community comes.
Yeah.
The gentleman, I mean, give me, I think he was working for the devil that night, whoever that operator was, right? But certainly the Lord had a different plan for this woman. And ultimately, the ambulance didn't show up.
Oh, my goodness.
It was a member from the local community that got there, happened to be a nurse,
Oh.
got there, saw how she was bleeding, got her in the car and took her to the hospital.
Oh, my goodness.
And we went to go and support a few hours later. Short story, she lost quite a lot.
Oh, my goodness.
Very much, really unwell. And till date, I still remember being told by the doctor she was a very, very lucky woman.
Lucky woman. Oh, my goodness.
That's a mother that gets to see their child grow up.
Oh, my goodness.
And we stayed till very early hours of the morning. Husband was very, obviously, bless him, very broken, very regretful. And weeks later, when we got to talk about it and reflecting, and she said, you know, I won't be here for my twins if it wasn't for you.
Yeah.
So I am grateful for Mama's Embrace. I am grateful for the team. I am grateful. And that will forever stay with us. If there's any reason for why we do, I always use her and her family will continue to be. Whenever we get tired,
I know.
I was about to ask you what keeps you moving when things get tough, obviously.
Things like this,
So when we remember, then we think, because of this, we will carry on. Even when things are really challenging, we'll carry on.
You carry on,
If it saves one life,
it's worth it.
It's not just one life that was saved. We saved, well, it's not us. We can't take the glory. But the fact that her life was preserved preserves her children's life, preserves her husband's life. It has such a ripple impact, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And ultimately, that is one of the biggest
Of
ones.
course, it's worth it. That is why we need you everywhere. We need people to be able to access you, you know.
To know the kind of impact that is being... Honestly, there are some things that you're talking about that I'm like... we've normalized these things and how we've gotten through it.
It's scary, isn't it?
I mean, it's like we just leave life at chance. It's, you know, if it is what it is. That's the kind of mentality that we've...
And it's sad, isn't it?
It is sad,
It is sad, because I think ultimately we pursue different things for different reasons. But if we get it right at the beginning and it changes one person's life, like what you're doing here, you're reaching... You're bringing laughter. So there might be
in
that
this
person,
sad world.
Even in this, even in the chaos and the there's somebody sitting there who has watched a number of your work that you've been doing and been made to laugh. But also being able to reach a key message. And that was one of the reasons why I was very much happy to come and join you guys on the couch is I've heard some of the discussions and us talking about the things that really
impact us.
Rather than hiding away from it.
We tend to want... We were talking about isolation earlier on. And there's this mentality of, you know, everyone should feel sorry for me. I'm doing all right. I'll just hide away. And we can definitely do better. We can. So what's the next few years like? What's growth for you for Mama's Embrace?
Well, we are trusting the Lord.
As we all should.
As we all should.
We are not afraid to say that.
I am unapologetic about saying I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
I'm unapologetic.
Same. We are not.
Unapologetic.
We are not.
Our team is diverse and we have different faiths, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But we're respectful of that. And that's what I love about Mama's Embrace team. You know, we're not of just one faith, but at the same time, we're respectful. And then that means for those that come and access our service, they can see themselves there. So I've got Muslim colleagues, you know, I've got colleagues from different backgrounds. Then it makes it more culturally appropriate for that individual, because it might not be appropriate for me to provide that support, but it's appropriate for my colleague to do that. You understand what I mean? So people don't have to feel that, because they're Christians, they won't want to see me. No. And that is the same thing for non-faith. You know, Mama's Embrace is open to provide support for everyone. Where our plan and hope for the next few years is more growth, more funding. You find that and I'm sure you, I don't know for yourselves, with Black-led organizations, our obstacles are a bit different. Our obstacles are different. So we're looking at more partnership. We're excited for work that's coming about. And again, we just need the support of the community and the wider community. Support us, invest in us, support the work we're doing. On our page, you can donate, or if you want to come along and support us, then you can. And
Are you working with the council by any means?
Not directly. Not directly. Not that. We're working with health. The local NHS trusts. And we're working with a few other charities. So yes, that's where we're at. But we're always open to other partnerships and other collaboration.
You are doing amazing work.
Yeah, they are doing an amazing work. You know, not until I'm listening to it now that I now appreciate it more, that we all need this information.
Thank you.
Because a lot especially when you're coming into this country, don't think you are alone. That is why we here on Conversation on the Couch, we believe so much in community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we already come with a cultural bias.
Exactly. I know.
There is that. There is that. Like on top. Even when the midwife was asking you, you might have actually been like, why are you?
Exactly. I'm like,
why you been nosy?
You know, actually, they do come into our homes and they're asking us things that would, might be helpful.
Yeah.
But then,
But if you have someone like Angela,
but because it is easy to see a person of color, I was telling you the issue that I had with with Wilma's school a while back when I cut off her hair. You remember? And they could not understand why I would shave off my daughter's hair.
Right. Okay.
So it was taken. He was mistook for abuse.
Okay.
But luckily they sent me a black social worker. And she understood. Because obviously, with us, with our hair.
If you've relaxed it too much.
I don't want to relax it. And when you're combing the child is literally in all sorts of positions and screaming. And between me keeping a full-time job, keeping the home afloat, looking after children, hair was the list of my priorities. So I'm like, you know what? We have a scissor and you have a head. So I might as well shave it off. So at school, it was taken for something different because this was predominantly white school. And they had passed on a message that there was lice. So they thought that because there was lice in school.
I know.
That's why you cut the hair.
Exactly.
Isn't that such an assumption?
Okay.
And it's those assumptions about us that we need to also be vocal about.
Yeah. But luckily when they sent me this black social
did she laugh?
She didn't see that.
We just laughed about it.
Of course you laugh.
Of course. We laughed about it and she called it a day. But this comes down to, even after giving birth, when we had the nurse that comes to look after and is asking you, your health, how are you doing? And they're so polite sometimes. They're like, I'm going to touch you. I'm going to do this. You're like, where I'm coming from. If they want to touch you, they'll touch you
without consent.
So how come you're asking me? And then things like, how are you feeding? Are you sleeping?
Yeah.
We see them as intrusive questions.
Yeah.
It's like, you are so much into my space.
Exactly.
But I think when I see you ask such then
Question.
and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, this is my sister.
Yeah,
of
we
course.
can share. Yeah,
Yeah, she's my sister.
That's
yeah,
really interesting you saying
yeah.
that, because what you're saying is basically when it comes from someone that looks like you,
Yeah.
that understands the
Of
culture,
course, yeah.
you're more open.
Yeah,
Open.
taking me back to maternity, I could hear their frustrations on you should not be sleeping with your child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it safe?
Safe
Exactly.
sleeping, yeah.
But the thought of you having to roll over, pick the child up,
Or stand up.
breastfeed,
Yeah.
put the child back,
Back
yet I can
again.
roll and put my breast. Unbalance
Unbalance
it.
it.
Because where we come from, you're cooking, you're cleaning, you're
Everything.
You're
Yes.
so understanding each other.
Yes.
I guess the most important thing is just the education.
It's the education.
Mama's Embrace is all about. Yeah.
But then someone
And
that
where it's
knows
coming
where
from.
you're coming,
Yeah.
because I said we come with the culture.
So
There's
they
a
are bridging
culture
the gap
bias.
now.
That's
Yeah,
it. That's
yeah,
what we're trying. That's
yeah,
the word. You've nailed
yeah,
it on the head.
yeah.
It's bridging the
Bridging
gap.
the
Like you said
gap,
about
yeah.
safe sleeping.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. It was easier. And I'm a big one. Oh my gosh. But the knowledge I have in the background is I understand around that co-sleeping and the safety element. Because there have been incidents where, because the mom's so tired, has fallen onto the baby,
Yeah.
the baby has suffocated and died.
Yeah.
So that education now, when it's explaining the practical, it's like, okay, that makes sense.
Exactly.
It's giving the rationale and that understanding, but it's done in a way that you understand.
Yeah, understand. No
Yeah.
language
acknowledge,
barrier.
acknowledge and validate. I just want to get my boobs out.
Exactly.
It's not like you're saying it and then I'm feeling like I'm being pushed.
Yeah.
Because there is also, how is the information being portrayed? How is it? How is the message being passed over?
Exactly.
Sometimes it's passed over in a very condescending manner.
Yeah.
It's like you don't know
Sometimes
shisha about what
it's
you're
even language
doing.
barrier. That you don't understand what that person is saying. But when it's the likes of Angela,
Even whoever has come to tell, it's like you don't know what you.
exactly where you are coming from.
No, it's not even where you're. They don't want to know where you're coming from. It's like I'm teaching you because whatever it is that you're doing is
it's
crap.
You're so
You
right.
get. It's how it is portrayed. It's not like we don't want to learn. We want to learn.
Yeah.
But when you're an adult, Tebi, and I'm coming to you, you've written something, and I'm passing through a red pen, and I'm like, that's how.
exactly.
It's
how.
a respectful way of doing it,
Yeah.
isn't it? Like you said, you are the expert when it comes to your own body and
Yeah,
your
of course.
culture.
Yeah.
So you don't want somebody coming in and saying, this is how you're going to do it. And if you don't do it that way, it means something is wrong with you. Or we're going to refer you to social services.
Yeah. No, or they will call social services before they tell you they're going to refer you in the first place.
Yeah, one of those.
Yeah.
So again,
because they had a feeling, you will be like,
because you're not following what they've asked you to. But now, this is part of it, is us as healthcare professionals as well, being aware of how that experience has been for you, so that we improve our training for staff and the education for staff. So there's a twofold to what we do at Mama's Embrace. Within my remit in the NHS, I am privileged and honored to be able to take my learning from Mama's Embrace, take it into my NHS role, and then deliver cultural awareness training, right? So that we can really bridge that gap. So that we can get better outcome for all parties.
for all of us.
Yes.
Oh my God, it's really been nice.
An amazing time.
It is. It's honestly, there is so much to cover.
Eye-opening,
It's very eye-opening, and we cannot tell you how grateful we are to have you. We'll need to do this again.
Please,
we'll need to do this again and expound more on these topics, and hopefully your colleague will be able to make it. We'll make space.
We'll make space.
We'll make space. And until next time, guys, it's been Angela Johnson, Mrs. by the way. With us on Conversations with the Couch. She's a co-founder of Mama's Embrace. We'll leave the details in the description. Do feel free to reach out. If you can go onto the page and donate, that will be much appreciated. Do feel free to leave a comment, a like, subscribe, and tell us how you're coping. How was it for you? What are you struggling with? Do you know that there is a community or no?
That listens,
that
yeah.
listens,
Yeah,
yeah.
and help, yeah,
And
and
until
support,
next
yeah.
time, guys, bye.
Thank you.